Hello guys and welcome to our shared Pan Xeno deck profile. We played this deck at the last regional in Krefeld. I think we made 11th and 12th place if I'm correct. And basically we want to tell you what we played, how the matchups were. We briefly go over the deck list. I think by now everybody kinda knows what Pan does and how her most common build looks like. And with me together here is Mirco. Hello, Mirco.
Hey, Basti.
So let's dive directly into the decklist of Pan Xeno. In case you don't know what she's doing, I think she's one of the best generic black leaders there's out there. She's a little bit less aggressive than Goku Xeno, but she has the advantage of having her own engine and her own boss monster, which she kind of abuses and turns into a giant, huge fucker you need to stop, or else he's just going to kill you. On the front side, if you use a black card in a combo, draw one, and then you can self-awaken. You awaken when your life is 5 or less, burst 3, draw 2. On the back side, same deal. If you combo, draw one and place one card from your warp into your drop, which is a battle card. And in the activate main, you can choose up to one of your black Z battle cards, restand it, and then place up to 2 black battle cards from your warp into their owner's drop. There are some instances sometimes where you just basically don't choose a battle card to restand, but just refill your drop to set up your free negates, to your Sparking 5 stuff, and so on and so on. Regarding the engine, we're playing 8 Self-Awakeners, which is the True Fighting Spirit Son Goku and the Black Mass Saiyan. This build is heavily similar to the one Nick from UK posted. So we were basically copying that build and changing it up a little bit to fit our needs basically. And we will talk about the changes in more detail. If you want to know why we're playing BMS and why we're playing True Fighting Spirit, just go watch his profile. I think BMS is just better in certain matchups. Because in the meta right now, a lot of decks are playing cards based on auto skills from their leaders. If you think about Vegito, the green one, or Mai, the green one, or Gammas, they all play cards in activate main or with auto skills with 15k or less. And if they do so, they need to discard 2. And there were some instances in the past, I don't know if it came up in the regional, for me at least not, where people just forgot about this effect and then they need to discard 2. Did it came up for you this weekend?
No, in the first round against Gamma. He noted, he knows that, but yeah, he had any option because he have to his Android 17 activate main this dude, but he had told me he had to do it because he has any other options.
I see. Yeah. So that way you can kind of stop them because they don't draw a bunch of cards, but they kind of just cycle through because you're punishing them for doing so. Yeah. Then next 2 cards are the engine cards, 4 copies of Son Goku Journey Through Time. He is just a great card. There's a thing I recently noticed, like 1 week before the regional. So usually I played him as a counter attack for 1. And on play he bursts 2, he basically draws 1, so you don't make minus in hand. And then you bean your leader. In combination with later on comboing him on, you even make a +1 in your opponent's turn, which is great. And the thing I noticed is, you can even play him in your turn for 1. Something I never did before. So you can just play him in your turn for 1 because the permanent doesn't specify that it's just reduced in your opponent's turn, but it's also reduced in your turn as long as you have your Demigra Unison out or your Son Gohan Z battle card. And then you also have a 25k beta for 1 energy that draws 1 and beans your leader, and burst 2, which could be relevant for setting up an overwhelm. I think this is a great card. I still don't play it that often, because I have better things to do for that 1 energy. But when it comes up greatly. The other card is the Trunks. I put him down to 3, as well as Mirco. We will talk later about our differences, or like our small differences in our builds. He's just a board wipe. He can clear up to X cards, energy cost 6 or less, where X is the Z energy cost of Z cards in your battle area and unison area. For example, if you just have the Demigra Unison out, you basically warp 2 6 cost or less cards, and especially against decks like Vegeta or Gamma, so this can be huge because everything they're playing basically is 6 cost or less. So you can just wipe the board with it. You can also play him for 1 instead of the overwhelm part, which I like to do more. Because he just like draws 1, so you don't make minus in hand. And then later on you can either swing or combo him on to make +1 in hand in your turn. Just 3 copies though, because I feel like most of the time you want to do other stuff with your energy and you want to play other overwhelms as well. And speaking about overwhelms, there is our overwhelm package. Combo attack is a no-brainer. He automatically combos, which uses your leader effect to draw 1, so he's your +1 in your turn. Nick played a lot of those guys. Those are the critters. Overwhelm 5 critical, draw 1. His argument for those was that people tend to use negates for that, and they make minus either way. For my playstyle, I like the draw 2, discard 1 Goku more for a multitude of reasons. Firstly, I can play this first in my turn, and together with Demigra, it's a draw 4, discard 3. So the next overwhelm is free anyways. I don't even need to use the Demigra +1. I can just swing with something, combo something in, leader triggers, I reset 1, and then I have the free overwhelm 4 again, already built up. Also, he is good to put things in your drop, like for example Hunt of the Demon God in the matchups you need to, or the Gohan rare or the secret rare, and for me the cycling part is better than the crit part. I can also understand why people like the crit part more. For me it's just like people try to out-combo that anyway or try to negate that anyway. So for me the cycling part is more beneficial. And obviously both are Goku Xenos, which is important for Vegito, which we have here. Counterplay, I don't need to say more about this card. In my opinion, it's just broken, especially in this deck. Then we have our defensive package of Bardock the Tenacious. Usually both of us do it in turn 3. Because in turn 3 you just play your Gohan boss monster, dual double. You do your 2 overwhelms if the Migra is still on the board, and then for 1 you do Tenacious, and you will survive the next turn, and usually turn 4 is your killing turn. You can even play after that, but usually you don't need to. Then we have 4 Kais, self-explanatory. There are a few instances of burst here with the Goku, with the Trunks, with the Vegito, even with your leader awakening. So hitting her is pretty good and always feels nice because then you can combo her in, then your leader triggers, you make +1 in hand without needing to combo something from hand. Vegeta super combo, pretty easy reasoning. You go down to 5 anyways, just 1 more sparking negate, token negate, whatever, and you're at 4. So it's very easy to set this up. Gohan rare, always nice. Never forget about this effect. If you Z-charge him, warp something 4 cost or less. Especially in the mirror, if your opponent has a true fighting spirit, this can kinda ruin their awakening if they miss. Not comboing if they misspaced their turn. If they misdirect their turn, you could say. Missequence their turn. This was the word I was searching for. Then the typical negate package of 3 Bardocks, 3 Power Bursts, 3 Dark Empires. I can tell from testing against other people that this combination is very annoying. So usually in turn 2, you sit there with a Demigra card, maybe a Vegito, and then you have 5 cards in your drop, so people can't really clear your unison. So the counterplay is live, Power Burst is live, support of the Dark Empire is live, then you're down to 4, so Super Combo is live, then you have your free negate, so it's very hard for your opponent to push through if you have your Demigra unison in turn 2 and you can also push out your Vegito. And then 2 cracks. I can't tell you how many games this card has won me alone. I think in this weekend it was just 1 game. But in testing and in every other game, it's even good if you have 1 energy open to pay that defensively, just to get this 15k push. Did this card win you any games on the weekend?
Yeah, 2 times.
2 times, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. People just tend to forget about this. It's so fucking crazy. So Champa is banned for a reason, I think, because Champa give double strike to everything, right? This combo card. But this card, oh boy, people forget it so often, especially if they're sitting on 2 lives. you still have like 3 energies open, you swing with your leader, and most of the times they are really, really happy that they get one of their 2 lives, because they know it's better than taking a double strike and losing directly. And then you're just going with the crack. Most of the times you still have 1 or 2 super combos, you have 2 or 3 Kais in hand. There's no way your opponent can come out of that. And it's crazy. You can even, if you have both of those in hands, you can even use both of those at the same time. It's not a limit 1 effect, it's not a once per turn effect. So for 2 energy, you have a 40k double strike leader out of nowhere. This also did come up in the past for me. And I think also 2 is the correct amount of pieces you should run. Because if you burst 1, your opponent might think, maybe that's it. Maybe he doesn't have more, and then you still have more, right? That being said, it's also a little bit fishy if you're discarding that card at one point, because your opponent could catch that, and he could know that there is another one in your hand, so you need to see what you're discarding for the Demigra effect or for your Goku overruns. And then the last card, obviously it's Evil Saiyan. It's the best card for black. If you burst it, you can still play it after Overwhelm. It warps an opponent's life. It's the best black secret rare, and yeah, there's no denying in that. Then the Z deck, very quickly, 2 Demigras, best unison you can use. Vegito, best card against yellow matchups, 2+ in hand, while also getting another swing through. Then 1 SS4 Goku for me, 1 Buu for me, 1 Kamba for me. I will talk about this card in a little bit more detail. It has a lot of text. For this deck, it's just at the end of the turn switch this card to active mode. And this is pretty good. So if I can't put out Vegito turn 2, I tend to play this card or the Goku Xeno, depending if my opponent used a token negate, has a battle card on the field I want to warp or not. Because I can swing 2 times with those guys together with my leader ability. And then he is a blocker as well. So it's very annoying for my opponent to face that. Usually you also have 2 more Z energy because you tend to use one of your combo attacks. And you most likely will have another card in your Z energy anyway. So this felt very good. Didn't came up in the weekend though, but did came up in testing a lot. Then 3 Gohans. I don't know if 3 is correct. I never played more than 2. Just in case you need another one, there is another one. And then 1 Z extra, also very good. People tend to forget that this effect is free basically, that you don't need to pay another energy. And then they swing with a 5 cost or less, combo everything in, and then you just warp it. And then they look very sad. Going for the side, I will do it just here. 3 petrifications, especially good for something like green. Then this one is good for the mirror, because you can activate it for free. You can warp the Gohan, you can warp the Goku, you can even warp the Kamba if they tend to play that. Then Hand of the Demon God, we have 1 guy in our team always playing Gogeta Aegis. No matter how bad or good he does, he will always play this deck. And I don't want to face an opponent knowing I can't remove this SCR, so that way I'm playing 2 of those. I'm siding in 1 also for green matchups to kill off Dormant or to kill off Uneasing. If they want to use both basically in combination, usually they pay 1 energy for Dormant and they have no energy open in turn 4 for Uneasing, and then you can use this one to kill it off and to still get the swing through. 2 Super Kamehamehas for everything red that is not Saiyan, because they tend to play Topo now. For Oceanos, for mill matchups, for yellow stuff, even for Gamma. Blue, yeah, Gamma. So this, I sided this in a lot. Then the Dabura against yellow, they really struggle to get rid of the... Oh, what did I do? Help! Oh, I pressed on TCG player, nice. They really struggle to get rid of that card. In testing against U7, they could do nothing against me. They can't rest my cards ignoring barrier anymore. They can't use... how is this Soul Punisher card called in yellow? This stupid free blank skills stuff.
Release from evil?
Yeah, they can't use that, at least on battle cards. So if they use that, fine, I still have my skills. Whatever. And it catches them off guard as well. Then 2 Black Smokes. We have 1 guy in our team. The deck profile is also coming up later playing Mai. Black has a really tough time getting rid of unisons. And if Mai is sequencing everything correctly, you can't do anything against it. So they will just use lose 1 life because they will dormant, then block with their unison, and then afterwards use a token negate. And then they rejuvenate again, so gaining 1 life. And that being said, they also have a huge hand. They have a really good boss monster that's really hard to punish them. So this card was necessary in the side. For me, then just 1 Koitsukai, because there's not much more space, and I feel like 1 was enough. I saw it when I wanted to see it, and obviously there's also something like Evil Saiyan to basically also get their battle card. Koitsukai is really good in the mirror, because as you can see, black tends to use a lot of negates or counterplays that are 20k or less. Token negate, Gohan Rare, Bardock, counterplay. Only negate not being a battle card that is punished by Koitsukai is Power Burst. So if you want to do something against black, side in Koitsukais, because you will cripple them a lot. And then 1 more copy of Vegito for me. Against blue or yellow, it's awesome. Against everything else, it doesn't matter, because red is only Vegeta at the moment, that's it. Yeah, that's my list. Coming to Mirco's list, it's quite similar. There are only a few minor changes. So Mirco, you are playing 1 less of him.
Yes.
And 1 more of Vegito instead, right?
Yeah, correctly. And I would do not want to change it. I played a lot of Vegito in Krefeld. And the first card was I side out every time was the Critter one.
Yeah, same for me. Same for me. I always sided out this one.
At first, we talk about Panseno. I was very before Panseno. I was a fan from that card, and you was a fan from the draw to discard 1 guy.
Yeah.
But at first, I was not. I'm not so much into the draw to discard 1 guy. But after a lot of play testing, I thought it's a very good choice. Also, our teammate Darian talks a lot about that card, and also means that is a better choice.
No.
And at the end, yeah, you both are correct. It's a great card for that deck, because also to set up your drop is very important for Pan.
No.
And yeah, you can put your secret in drop. You can set up for Bardock for Power Burst. It's too good. That also when you play him and with the Demigra, with the leader scale, your drop is every time full.
Yeah.
So that is very important for you. So that's a great card. And the only thing I would change is a second Gohan Rare, obviously, because in 1 matchup I missed him in 1 matchup. So and every other black decks I was always playing 2. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure I would put the second one on Gohan Rare, and maybe I don't know what I decided out. Maybe I play 1 more card, so 57. Because 4 times Vegito, Vegito, I think in 4 games I played Vegito, and it's always a good choice for me in Krefeld.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Vegito.
Yeah. Besides that, the only other big change is maybe 1 more Koitsukai in the side, because you now have space for it, because Vegito is already in the main.
Yeah.
And you did not play the Kamba, but a second copy of SS for Goku, and that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think if I would change anything, I wouldn't change a thing, to be honest. I feel like this deck list is perfect. Maybe I would discard Vegito completely, and I will come to the reasons for that a little bit later. But this card didn't felt good at the weekend, but I will explain later. Going to our matchups, do you want to start with your 6 rounds, or should I begin?
Yeah, no, I can start. First round was against Gamma. French guy, very nice guy. He was first thing I saw was completely deck was in French. So
yes,
but he was very good, well prepared. He had everything in copy in English, so it was very nice, because he played a few decks, a few cards I never saw in Gamma. So it was nice that he have everything there in English. It was a very clear round. I was going first and yeah, it was very easy for me because I doesn't get any floodgates, also his Android 13. Also, BMS was my win because he had to play the Android 17, then he had to discard 2 cards. He had every time a very small size in hand, and I think after my 3rd round it was over. It was very, very fast.
Yeah.
Then 2nd round was against Red Vegeta. I go second, and my first hand was bad, so I got mulligan. It was way worse than my first hand. I doesn't see any overrams. I think I had one token in the gate, 1 power burst, 1 Kai, and I crack in space time. A completely trash hand. So yeah, it was a clear loss for me. Then 3rd round again, Red Vegeta. That was against a German guy. Doesn't know him, but also very friendly. That was very, very clear for me. That was not very tight. Is that right? Yeah. And yeah, then the my 3rd Vegeta in a row was my 1st round. So 3 times in a row, Red Vegeta.
Crazy.
That was a little bit annoying. But this game, I was going second again. Yes, second. It was against our lovely Luxembourg guys.
Ah, nice.
So yeah, it was very nice to see the guys on every German event. It's every time nice to see the guys. Yeah, and he can't awaken on turn 2 because he warped with Vegeta. The first round, 1 explosive dance and 1 battle card, and then the next turn again explosive dance.
Oh god.
So he had just 4 Saiyans in their warp.
Oh.
He cannot awaken, and I completely overrun him because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't recover from that bullshit. He also said you have it in 50 games, maybe 2 times.
Yeah. It's very
20,
rare.
Yeah, very, very rare. So that was a big thing in our game. Then my 5th round was against Blue Bojack, one guy from the Netherlands. I'm also pretty sure I saw him a lot of regionals in Utrecht or Amsterdam. Also very nice guy. I was starting first. Because I know he want to ramp, so in my 3rd turn I was playing Evil Saiyan, my secret, because he ramped. He's also on 3 energy.
Yeah.
So it was very good for me.
I did the same in my matchup against Bojack.
Yeah. It was I was way too aggressive for him.
Yeah.
Also my swings are very high, so he can combo a lot, but it doesn't change anything for him. It was also a good matchup for me.
Yeah.
And then my last round was very bad for me against one of the best European players, Castaman Giovanni.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
It was very, very close. It was, the situation. I talk a lot about that. You also know that the last swing was very, very bad for me, but I have to say something because he's very, very friendly and also a great guy, because I played on my 4th turn Bardock Tenacious, and I thought, that was a bad idea, because I think that was a shit play. And he saw me struggling, and I said, I don't know. Demigra was my 2nd overram, so I don't draw 2, discard 2. And he said you can take it back and play another in different style. So and that was a match.
Nice.
Yeah, because that was a match where will I win? I goes maybe top 8 safe. Maybe top 4, and for him was in the same position, but he said you can take it back. It was very, very nice. So not many guys would do that. So yeah, really great guy. And,
I'm not even sure
best,
if I would do it, to be honest. Maybe against friends, but if the stakes are so high, that really tells something about the player. So
yeah, of course. The best thing in Pan, I would say on Krefeld, because just the last round, but any other round was I had 20 minutes left on time. So
yeah,
after every match, I get a 20-25 minutes break.
yes,
to take a coffee or that was very nice, because and last year I played a lot of Cell, and that matches are not so quick. Over, so it was very nice. And the only thing I would say is last round went very badly for me, but the first loss against Vegeta I don't have any chance because my hand was so bad. And that was my career. And I would say top 16 is okay, so I'm very positive, because it was my second regional, because we don't have any online regionals, and also the other ones, I don't know, 14-16 hours way to Portugal, or that problem. So yeah, it was a great event.
Matchups for me, round 1 was against Tapian. Was a very nice guy. He went 5-1 in the end, so I was his only loss. I kind of felt very in control about this matchup. I could tell that he didn't know what my leader does, because he was reading my leader. And he told me after the event that he played 2 more pans and he managed to win it, because he now saw what the deck is doing. So yeah, that was nice. Round 2 was unfortunately against one of our teammates, Brilek. He was playing Green Vegito. I don't like playing against green, because I feel that Dormant is a stupid card, and no matter how many games I play against green, I'm always struggling against this Dormant bullshit. This, however, was not the problem. The problem was my hand. So in round 2, my hand consisted of Secret, Power Burst, Token Negate, Crack, and I think Gohan Rare or something else. So in all of my 3 turns, I didn't had like 1 Overwhelm. He also did not swing into me in his turn 1, I went first, so this kind of delayed my awakening a little bit, or made it more difficult. The whole game was just a mess. There was nothing I could have done. I would have loved to play Bardock Tenacious in turn 3, but I didn't even see 1 Overwhelm. So if you're basically not seeing an Overwhelm, it's very hard to go through your deck, because you're missing the Demigra part, you're missing the draws from the Overwhelms. It's just, you're stuck with the cards you have, and you're pretty much fucked. So this was just bad luck. I bricked too hard. Round 3 was against a Soul Striker guy who was just there for fun with his friends. It was cool playing against him. He was kind of shocked at what I could do with the deck, at how many swings there were. And yeah, he couldn't do a thing. I whittled down his hand a lot. He did see Beast, but he wasn't able to play it anymore. Wouldn't have changed a thing, because I was on 5 life the whole game. Round 4 was against the King of Invoker, Peter Dance himself. There was nothing I could have done. To be honest, I wasn't prepared for the matchup. I know what he could do, because Darian, our friend, who was also the head judge for that event, he managed it pretty well, I have to say, was playing Invoker a lot recently. He also played it for the finals last years. So I did know what the deck could do. I also saw it with the new support. However, I was not prepared for Peter to play the 3-drop Vegeta, which has Deflect, Barrier, and Invoker. Because as you can see in our deck list, we don't play Cumber anymore. And the only way how to get rid of Barrier usually is the Gohan. And the Gohan is just ignoring Barrier, warping a card with energy cost greater than their current energy. As they're hardcasting Vegeta for 3, they are on 3 energy, so you can't really get rid of that card. There was one time I could have played Evil Saiyan to get rid of that card, because it happens in Activate main. However, he would have just Royal Condemned it, and for 2 energies, using 2 energies just to warp 1 card felt kinda off. I also bricked like in turn 4, I did not see any Overwhelm, and since Peter was constantly only swinging on my Unison, there was no way on how I could combo a card to refill my Z energy, so he just responded with an Explosive Dance, and then I couldn't swing through. I swung with Leader, there was another free negate. There wasn't a thing I could have done, so I just lost the matchup, because the matchup seems to be really, really bad, to be honest, at least with our deck list. Then round 5 was also against a friend of ours, Bell. He played Bojack. It was pretty similar to your game. He rammed turn 2, I went first. Then he was on 3 energy already. I played my secret, and it went down from there. He was left at 2 life. I played Tenacious. He swung once with a battle card. He played another battle card, I think the Vegito, SS3 Vegito for 2. Wanted to swing with that, and I was like pointing at Tenacious, and he was like, ah, fuck. So he kind of misplayed that turn. I'm pretty sure I would have still survived because I had so many negates in my hand still. He tried to still kill me with Beast. I went down from 2 lives to 1. And then he restood his leader, swung with that, comboed everything in, but I had like 4 Kais in hand and 2 super combos. So there was also no way on how I could have died that turn. And round 6 was against the red Vegeta player you lost against. We realized in the end, I was just too aggressive for him. He didn't play the Gogeta Z battle card, which I find odd because it troubles us a lot in Pan. And so I was pretty easily like whittling him down to 3 or 4 lives. And then the turn after, I just put out so much pressure, he couldn't do a thing. He was still using Imposing Presence, but since all of my swings are 20k anyway, it's easy for me. And he didn't use Imposing on my Gohan Z battle card swing, so that way I could still swing twice with it, going down to 5, but then going up again because of the Z energy cost I had on my board. This was my tournament. Shout out to all of our teammates from the Just Locals community. I think we practiced really well. We have 3 or 5 players reaching top 16. Unfortunately, 2 like you, Mirco, and Pelle, who we recorded Deckprofile later with, struggling in the last round to get that top 8. For me, my tiebreakers were just good. So my only losses were against people who went pretty good, or I won against people who went pretty good. So this is the reason why I placed a little bit higher than you guys. Overall, it was a nice event. Also, shout out to Team -2, so Gio and Bretz. It was lovely to meet you finally in person, since we only know you, at least you, Bretz, from our Just Locals or regular locals. For Gio's was the second time, at least I met him. I met him in Amsterdam before. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, and also shout out to Peter Dance. He took his revenge. The last game we played was in the online finals last year, where I played 3Han and he Janemba Mills, so he definitely got his revenge with his pet deck this time. Yeah, it was just a really, really nice event. Also, shout out to the Luxembourg guys, to the French people, which are also always there when we have an event in Germany. It was just a nice event, also a very nice location. Are there any shoutouts from your side I missed?
I think you had talked about every guy. No, it's just maybe sometimes from our server to see the first time, maybe like Legend.
Oh yeah.
Lucas, first time we saw him in person. It was nice. Also, one day before, it was nice. We had a local on Darian's place. We saw our teammate Yoshi the first time. It was also nice. Also, the whole weekend was very good for us.
Yeah.
Also for our team. Yeah. Pretty hopeful we get another one for Wave 2.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
And please, Bandai, bring back online regionals. Because for us in Germany, it's either South France, so unreachable, Italy, unreachable, Portugal, unreachable, UK. Everything costs so much money if you want to travel from here, and it takes so much time. Please do something. Please bring back online regionals, as well as more regionals in the middle of Europe, like Netherlands, Poland, Germany, even Austria. Like, not somewhere at the edge of Europe, please. So we also have a chance to participate in there.
But Basti, one question, or maybe two.
Yeah.
Do you put Kamba in your deck after the regional, or you let it out?
Yeah, I talked about changes. I think after the regional, I would totally discard Vegito now, because it only feels good to play in turn 2. And the biggest weakness about Pan is your opponent not swinging into you. Because then you are kind of forced to either play a second Self-Awakener, or to just wait a turn for your Awakening. And this always felt pretty bad, because usually there are some decks out there not needing to swing. Vegeta does not need to swing into you. Bojack does not need to swing into you. Vegito Green does not need to swing into you. And so they just don't. And these were the matchups you're really struggling against. Also, if you want to punish Pan, please don't swing into them if they go first. Just don't do it. And you will immediately see how you can basically wait a turn until they start doing something. And usually when I can't awaken or when I need to play second self-awakener, I'm already losing 1 energy. And then I can't play Vegito anymore because for the second energy, I will play the Mirco.
Yeah.
So I guess in my next list, I would tend to discard Vegito at all because I know how to play against Pan and I know that it doesn't come up all of the time. And I would put in either the 4-drop Cooler, which you can dish out in turn 3, bean something, reset 2 cards, warp something, or I would put in 3 Cumbers. I'm not sure about this. I don't think many people will now play Invoker and I suddenly need, for whatever reason, that card. I feel like I would put in the 4-cost Cooler then.
Also I will test, also of 100% a second Gohan rare, but I will cut the crit Goku. And I will test 2 Gojitas. This guy was, you can Union from hand, and you can use the card from Warp, and you warp Ignorant Barrier 4 or less, because any other overrand you can warp with Gohan, because it's greater. And maybe, I think I will test this guy, before on Kamba, because for Kamba you need another Kamba to play him. I think you can do it on which you discard, draw to discard and with unison with the Goku and so on. But the Gogeta, the last one.
This guy, right?
I will testing this guy.
Yeah, I think this makes sense to also reset your warp a little bit. Could be an alternative turn 2 as well, then you don't need the Kamba. I can definitely see that, at least as 2-off, to get also rid of Sin Shenlong or something without being forced to use 2 energies. Because usually if you go second against Nova...
You don't set your... You can set up also your drop, not your warp. So that is also
I meant that. Besides that, I think that's it. I will now lay Pan to rest and test out some other decks. I'm really excited for the new set, introducing a whole new color and everything that comes with it. And obviously there's the Anybox, just came out last week, so I think a lot of us will also test those decks.
A lot.
Yeah. And that's about it. I was also happy to get one of the serialized Beast cards for my 3-hand deck. I just bought also one from one of the T-2 guys, I think. Not from Brad's, not from Geo, but there was also something who traveled with them. I don't recognize his name, I'm really sorry, I forgot it. But thanks for the nice deal. I'm happy now. I can go relaxed into my next regional without worrying too much. And that's from our side. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. And that's it. Bye bye.